So when I was 24, 25, I would have done anything for freedom. It's like there was this huge will to escape the suffering I was in, really. That was my drive towards awakening. My drive towards awakening was to escape the suffering I was in, and that's why it was so strong. And I saw a video on YouTube of my teacher, Ananta Kranti. Well, she wasn't my teacher at the time. It's the first video I saw of her. And it was a video of her working with a girl, and this girl went through this, what looked to me to be a really profound healing and awakening experience, facilitated by Ananta just holding space for her. And she opened to this pain in her heart, and then she opened to this orgasmic bliss, awakening experience. And I was like, wow, I need to meet this woman. The other thing I recognized in Ananta that she'd been through a lot of suffering herself. And because I was in a lot of suffering, and I'd come out of the worst of it, but I was still in a lot of suffering, I really resonated with it. I really resonated with the fact that she'd been through a lot of suffering. And she's really become very skilled at looking into the human condition, looking into human patterning, how we can undo unconscious, dysfunctional patterning so that we can live from this freedom in everyday human life. And she's not some sort of guru, she's not some sort of, like teacher on a pedestal. She's a very normal human woman, but also an incredible being, and she's a brilliant teacher. So I went down to see her, and I was expecting a big awakening experience, because people who go to see her, many have these profound awakening experiences, and you watch them on YouTube and you think, I want that. And I was always kind of expecting an experience to happen, but it never did for me. And maybe that's because I was expecting it too much. I was wanting it too much. But something else even more important than any experience happened. And that was that I spent so much time taking in her teaching, and every word was resonating in my being. Every word was coming into my being. I was just drinking it in. And not just the words, the energetic transmission, what she'd been living for 25 years, what she'd gained through the difficulty of her experience, and through all the hours of bathing in being and living in that being. She was transmitting that to me whilst I was in these meetings. And I was just drinking it in, without even realizing. I was just enjoying being there, but just sitting there, just like, just like opening to my own being. Her being was opening up my own being. And I just knew I had to be there, so I just kept going back, drinking it. And I don't think another teacher has ever resonated quite as much. And the reason for that is because Ananta's been through immense challenge in her life. And she's used the challenge, and she's awakened through the challenge. She's embraced the challenge of life. And she's found a way to stay free within the midst of the challenges of life. And what started happening in my experience very gradually is, even though the challenges have continued continuously, I've started slowly opening to something within my heart which isn't challenged. Something within my heart which is okay. It's just okay. And that okayness is actually smiling. That okayness is actually peace. That okayness is actually love. And I appreciate the okayness so much, and because of the appreciation of it, because of the appreciation of the simple okayness, that okayness starts to shine. And it's absolutely wonderful. And it opens your heart. And so it was very important for me to meet Ananta. And she showed me that you don't need to heal everything within yourself in order to be free. She showed me this. She didn't tell me this, she showed me this. Through me listening to her and experiencing her and experiencing the way she speaks and opening to the transmission, it was transmitted to me. There is a freedom that is free in the midst of challenge. I'm hosting a 3-part series for Ananta. It starts on Saturday, the 4th of March. So I'd love to invite you to come. So I'll drop a link below and you can sign up there and I'll see you there. We start on Saturday. But yeah, thank you so much. I enjoyed sharing that about my experiences with her. Video. So, thank you. Namaste.